Hi everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Hallmark Plus More, where we watch and talk about shows, movies, mysteries, Hallmark ornaments, and anything else that floats our boat. So today we are going to be watching Tracker Season 2, Episode 2. It's on CBS, starring Justin Hartley as Coulter Shaw. So before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for everybody for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you so much. So definitely if you have any comments or any suggestions on any other shows you want to watch together, we can definitely do that, or movies. So just a little backstory from episode 1. We met Velma. Velma and Teddy are married. They're the handlers for Coulter. They find him the jobs. We didn't see Teddy in the last episode. The storyline was she was helping a family member, I think her mother, and Velma said she felt like she was kind of getting in the way, so she came back. I did read an article showing that Teddy is actually not going to be a part of this season. So they kind of left that storyline open there, but in the article they mentioned that they are probably going to get divorced. However, they're leaving it open if Teddy wants to come back, in season 3 and like rekindle that romance with Velma. So, little disappointed with that because I liked them as a couple. I liked that dynamic. Because you kind of have that camaraderie with them and you can kind of hear, their conversations and kind of what's going on with their life as they, get those jobs for Coulter. However, the article said with Teddy being gone, Velma is going to form kind of a stronger relationship with Rennie. And Rennie is the lawyer in the show. I actually love this character. I love the actress, her chemistry with Justin. I really, really like her chemistry. And her name is Fiona. So I said Justin, Fiona and Justin, Rennie and Coulter Shaw. So I really hope that CBS is listening to their viewers, and I really hope that they get those two together. So the article was saying since Teddy's not going to be in the season at all, that Velma's going to have a closer relationship with Rennie, and as well as Bobby, who I absolutely love. Bobby, he's the tech guy, but I just love his personality. He's so fun, and he kind of puts Coulter in his place, and I like that little relationship he's got with Coulter, so I hope we can see more of Bobby too. His group and the cast, I guess this group of cast in the show is so great. Russell is his brother, and we saw that in the preview that his brother's going to be back on this episode. And from what I understand, the two actors actually played together in a previous show. So apparently, they already have good chemistry. I just like the story behind Russell because he's kind of got a complicated backstory of his family. But then again, who doesn't, right? Every family has their drama and their dysfunction. So I definitely like that part, of having Russell come in and help with the case. So with that being said, I just want to go ahead and get into the episode so we can watch it together. I'm just going to tell you what's on the screen so we can kind of count it down and watch together. So right now it's just showing the CBS logo, and then it goes right on into it. So I'm just going to count it down and we can watch it together. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, we're seeing a forest and the moon, so it's obviously at night. All right, he's running in the woods. Oh, I see red lights. What is that? Okay, there's a sign on the fence. Is it like an electric fence? Is it going to shock him? Oh no, there's a hole there. Well, okay then. Somebody's been through it. You don't have to climb the fence at all. Ooh. Okay. Okay, what's he filming? What are we seeing? Okay. Okay. Okay, so he's sneaking on private property. Something for the government. Oh! Ooh. Ooh. What is happening right now? Okay. Ooh, okay, that was weird. Um, ooh, okay. So I'm guessing he's the missing person. All right, so they're in Pennsylvania. Okay. It's probably true. Makes sense. Oh, so sad. Okay, so she was into it too. I can imagine losing a spouse. Oh, okay. Hmm. Why did she put that away? What aren't you telling him? All right, so he's taking the case. He's going to have to research all that or look through all of those things. Nice. Good point. Hmm. I love Rini. I love Rennie. She's so good. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot. Ooh. Ooh. Get rid of someone. Mm-hmm. She seemed a little nervous. Okay, I don't like that she's nervous. Is she gonna go missing too? Or does she know who took him? Like, it looks like she's scared for her life too. That makes me nervous. I don't like that. She kind of got a little shook up. She obviously knows more than she's telling, but hmm. You are brilliant, Bobby. Yep. Hmm. Cumbercast. Yeah, but she seems, even though she's stonewalling, like, I understand it's classified or not want to talk, but she seemed like seriously anxious. Like she's in a fear too. So I don't like that. You don't, holding something back and fearing for your life are two different things. What's that? Oh, okay. They moved his car, obviously. But he's a survivalist. He's going to see if there's a trail of walking. He's good, Coulter. Oh, there's his car. Why is it covered? Somebody covered it. Uh-oh. Are they going to find him? Okay. Oh, I thought he was going to look in the trunk, right? They always put people in the trunk. Did he cover his car or did they go back and do that? Okay, so they can't abduct or take Coulter, right? Because we're so early in the show. He's the main character, so whatever he's doing, since he's where Scott was, I mean, he has to be able to get out, right? Because wouldn't that just be the end of the show if they took him? Oh, what is that? That's what was happening to his phone. Weird. Oh no, they got him too. All right, well, I'm wrong. They are going to get him. Okay, well. Okay, well, a lot to talk about. UFOs, UAPs, that's a big discussion, right? Even nowadays, a lot of people talk about that. So I'm interested to find out what this light is. Obviously, they have some, radio frequency or something that's kind of turning everything off. So I didn't think that they would take Coulter because then, how is somebody going to figure it out unless this show was going to be about like Bobby and Velma and Rena working together, which I'm totally fine with. Like I said, it's such a great ensemble of cast. I love it. But, I think it's interesting that the wire was cut. I mean, if this is so high tech and so hush hush secret that they turn off your phones and they have all this radio frequency or whatever, wouldn't they notice there's a cut in the wire? So, I don't know. That just seems odd to me. Like you're inviting people in just so that you can abduct them. Because you saw the red lights coming from the top of the fence. And then and I was like, oh, he's gonna climb in and get electrocuted. But there was already a cut in the fence. So I don't know. That might have nothing to do with nothing, but that just seemed way too easy for me. If this is so hush hush and so secret from the government that they mess with your phone, then wouldn't they know that somebody cut one of their wires? Of the fence, because it was a pretty big cut. I mean, you don't have to bend down very much. You can pretty much walk through it. You just duck your head. It's not like you have to crawl through it and it's a dog hole or something. I don't know. And like I said, I'm probably have nothing to do with nothing, but I don't like that was so obvious to walk into. I mean, obviously it's government property, but still, that just seemed odd to me. So it's definitely interesting, me personally, I don't know a lot about UFOs or UAPs. That's not something I research. So this is going to be interesting to me to kind of, see, because I'm sure they're going to have, like Bobby Randolph people. I'm sure there's YouTube videos or, some kind of research on it. So I think it's going to be interesting. Now I want to see how the storyline's going to go now that Coulter is captured or whatever, whatever's going on. If he's going to see Scott and together him and Scott are going to try to get out. It's just going to be interesting to see for sure. So Definitely an interesting episode. It's one of the things I like about Tracker too. You always find all these different avenues. And then of course, how's Russell going to come in? Maybe that's the point. Maybe Russell's going to come to the save the day, and Russell's going to come in and find him. So maybe Coulter gets with Scott, and then Russell, since we know he's on this episode, he comes in because he's obviously an excellent tracker too. All right, here we go. Here's Bobby. Uh-oh. True. That's not running after him, Weenie. Russell. Russell. Because he's a survivalist too. They have the same parents. He knows how to track in the forest. All right, here we go. Okay. Hmm. Oh boy, Coulter. So what can you tell me? I didn't. Oh, don't try to escape, because if they give you a tranquilizer, he said you're out for 3 days. So, I mean, you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean? I know he wants to escape, but he can't be out for 3 days. He's got to figure out what's going on. Right? But true, the only person that can find him is Russell, because Russell... Okay, try to get out, Coulter, but I'm telling you, I don't want you to be out for another couple of days. You got it. He has to know there's a camera on him, right? Of course, somebody's watching him. Duh. Yeah, I was going to say that's too easy. They have to have a phone on, I mean, a camera on them. But I don't want him to be tranked, you know what I mean? Because what's he going to do? Try to break the camera? You really going to try to get out? I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Coulter. You know, I'm a big fan. 8 hours. What is? Russell already found him. How did Russell get in there? Oh, I love this. Go, Russell. Dang. Like, wow. Okay. You saw me all excited. All right. So I knew if anybody could find Coulter, it's Russell. Because if you haven't kind of looked up on the backstory, he is the son of a survivalist. When he said he knew a little bit about conspiracy theories, his dad was a professor at a college. And then he, I guess, got into research and he was into the government conspiracy that something was going on. Then all of a sudden, when his kids were young, he went off grid. Like he literally stopped teaching at the college and lived in the desert with his wife and 3 kids. He's got a brother, Russell, and a sister, Dory. And basically raised them with no... I guess they had internet, but I'm not sure. That's a little sketchy because they didn't go into great detail. But basically, they lived off the grid and he taught his kids how to survive. So when I was saying the woods, like Coulter can see this branch is turned this way or this is how the tree looks. I mean, he can find somebody if you're hiding in the desert. So Russell is the same way. So when Rennie was like, I have to call somebody, I'm like, she has to call Russell. It's one of those things where, you know, you hear doctors say when doctors need a surgery, like, oh, the only person who's going to give him that surgery is himself. That's ironic. Same thing. If Coulter's in trouble, the only person that could get him out is Coulter's brother because he has those same skills. So definitely think it's going to be really interesting. I have no idea how Russell already got in. I mean, I'm like, yes, that's awesome. I'm so excited. When I saw somebody, you kind of saw a shadow. I was like, okay, is that supposed to be an alien? Is that supposed to be Russell, you know, getting him? Like, what was that shadow? Apparently it was Russell. So definitely excited that Russell found him. So Coulter is going to be able to hopefully get out of this facility and figure out what's going on with Scott. I thought it was interesting. Coulter is very good at reading people too, most of the time. So when he was like, you don't know where Scott is, I didn't know he didn't know where Scott was. I figured he was in a different room as Coulter. But Coulter could kind of like read him like, look, you're asking me about Scott because you don't have him. So I thought that was interesting because I thought he would be in the same room or in the same area as Scott. But I am definitely glad Russell came and saved him. Don't know how he got there so fast. Don't know how he got in. We really don't. I mean, I want to hear that. You know, if you've seen my videos, you know, I just don't want to know the whodunit. I want to know why and how. So I really hope that Coulter is a man of few words, you know, but I really hope Coulter like presses, you know, Russell, how did you get me out of here? How did you find the place? Because I want to know. All right, here we go. Oh, so glad Russell found him. Here we go. All right, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Black site, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. can't believe you got him out. That's awesome. Hmm. Well, at least Coulter's free. They're gonna find her. Mm-mm. Yep. Because that, I mean, I trust Russell is good, but I trust Russell. He's very good, but it did seem pretty quick. Oh my gosh. They put a tracker in his skin. Oh. Oh, that's a bug. Wow, so they actually injected something in him. Oh no, they're going to be at her house too. Oh no, don't put her in danger. Oh, it's Coulter. Oh, it's Coulter. I hope she's not in danger. Oh, 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 the look on her face. Come on, Doc. Oh, she looks scared. Okay. Decoded. Okay, Doc. Uh-oh. To who? Okay. Two 901. Yeah. Oh, Doc, be careful. I'm always making notes. Oh, Doc, please be careful. She was just being nice, giving Scott some information. Oh, Lord, please don't take her. Come on, girl. Get out of there. Come on, girl. Oh, gosh. I jumped. I'm so in fear for her. Oh, Dr. Blair. Oh, I'm in fear for her. I hope she's okay. Oh, he just threw his phone. Did you hear that? I heard it. Oh, you found a whole facility. Yeah, that's like a whole camp. Okay. All right. Well, you saw me jump a little bit because I was telling you from the first time we talked to Dr. Blair, she she seemed scared. Like Coulter's like she's stonewalling me. Yes, it seemed like she knew more information, but she was generally scared. At least that's what I kind of got when they interviewed her. So, and I felt like she was scared for her life, which it seems like she was. Um, and I don't know why, but I just got that feeling they're going to find her. Same thing with the daughter. Like, the daughter called and said this black SUV's been outside the house for a day. So I don't know how they haven't grabbed the daughter yet. Maybe they think, maybe they're tracking the daughter. Maybe they're not grabbing the daughter because the daughter's in communication with Coulter, kind of like what they said, where he took the tracker out of his neck. They're staying on top of Coulter because Coulter's theory is they don't have Scott, but they want Scott because they know Scott has information. So they have to keep up with Coulter. If Coulter, they took the tracker out of his neck. They took they threw his phone, and then Coulter just threw Russell's phone. They have to keep somebody in line with Coulter, so it's got to be the daughter, since the daughter's the one who hired her. So maybe the reason the SUV is outside, the father's house is because they're keeping the daughter alive and in communication to find out what Coulter knows. But they're taking Dr. Blair. Now Dr. Blair is kind of going to be like Scott. She's going to have information. So let's hope they don't hurt her or confine her and they're just trying to get information out of her because, I was so worried and I kind of knew they were going to take her at some point. So that's interesting. But I do believe Coulter that maybe they let Russell go in and get Coulter on purpose. Like I said, like he said, to find Scott. Russell is a very good tracker, just like Coulter. I mean, like I said, they have the same dad. They were brought up the same way. But it made it pretty quick and pretty easy to get into that facility. So maybe they did. Maybe they let Russell, get him. But either way, I'm just glad Coulter's not being confined to a room. And then if he didn't take Scott, then they're basically letting you believe or leading you to believe that it was the aliens, because if they took Scott, then how did they take Coulter and not Coulter and Scott? Because they were both in the same location. From what we saw, pretty much the same thing happened. They were both in that room. Their phones did that little, screen and then died, and then the light, and then boom. So it seemed kind of the same. So how they were able to get Coulter and not Scott, I think is kind of a mystery too. So I mean, I'm always a sucker for happy endings, so I hope Scott's okay. I hope they don't do anything to Dr. Blair. She's okay, and I just, I always want that happy ending. But yeah, I just kind of want to find out what what they know or what they're hiding, because this has been going on for centuries, people saying that government conspiracies. But if there is a government conspiracy, I do believe they're trying to take the people that know something. If they want to keep something hush hush with social media and everything, it's very difficult to do. So I mean, who knows what they're going to do. I just hope they don't hurt Dr. Blair, because I don't think she did anything wrong. I think she's trying to find it out, and Scott was a part of that. They were basically colleagues. They were in this chat room trying to gather and kind of decode information. So I hope they're both all right, but definitely interesting. I mean, I just think Russell got there too fast. So maybe they did let him go. I don't know. We'll have to see. And is Scott okay? We don't even know where he's being detained or what's happening to him. Maybe he's already dead. And Dr. Blair can maybe lead us to that. I mean, there's really, we really just don't know. So I'm very interested to see how this show progresses. We're getting towards the end, maybe 20 minutes left. So we'll see. We're already over the halfway point. I think Bobby's going to come through. I love Bobby. He's so smart. I just love his character. He's so down to earth, and he kind of talks back to Coulter, and I like that. He can put Coulter in his place. So I think Bobby's going to come up with this. I think Bobby's going to be part of that solution. And then, of course, Rennie gets everybody out of jail, so to speak. She kind of does the legal part. And Velma does a lot with the internet, too. So, I mean, she's helpful. Like I said, the whole ensemble is great. So I'm very, interesting to see how everybody works together. And we'll just see, is Russell just back for this one episode, or is it gonna they're gonna talk about their family? It's just an interesting dynamic anytime you bring family in. All right, it was kind of a long commercial break, but here we go. They're back at the camp. Oh, 10 minutes? Okay. I just think it's odd. This is such a controlled area. How do they not know they're there? Ooh, okay, Bobby. Oh, here we go. Nope. Oh, I hope they didn't kill her. I hope they didn't get to her, but I guess that's what they're saying. Or maybe the police scanner is just a fake because they have him, they have Blair somewhere. You know what I mean? Maybe. Possible dead body, then turned to suicide. Seems like a fake misdirection to me. Like they have Dr. Blair. Uh-oh. So they still don't have Scott. Russell. Just like your brother, always one step ahead. Too easy, man. Russell and Coulter, don't ever pick a fight with them because they're 2 steps ahead, man. All right, Russell. He was alone in there? Are you sure he doesn't have anybody else? All right, what's Coulter going to find? So they don't have Scott Palmer. Don't pick a fight with Coulter, dude. I know you got a gun, but Coulter's good, boy. Yeah, you're not winning a fight with him. 2 minutes. So if they don't have Scott, then where is Scott? You would think Scott would be here if this is what he's going for, right? The camp? They do have him. So did Scott sneak in? Or did they have Scott the whole time? No, I think he snuck in because obviously. So Scott snuck in. I was going to say they have to find Scott. This is what he was looking for. Okay. So they don't have Scott. But yeah, I was going to say you were getting towards the end of the episode. You're going to have to find Scott, but this is what he was looking for is this camp. So many questions, right? So was Coulter right? Are they like making all of this up to catch conspiracy theorists? I mean, is it really worth it? Did they do all this to catch Scott and anybody else? Did they get wind of this chat and now they're just trying to draw people in? On government property, which means they can do expose of you, so to speak. Not that I agree to that, but I mean, you know, they always say, oh, it's private property. Or because Coulter seems to think it's just a ruse. But Scott apparently is pretty savvy. I mean, we thought he was getting abducted or the government was taking him, and apparently not. Coulter wasn't that savvy. Of course, Coulter didn't really know what was going on, but still, he did get captured. Scott apparently didn't. He escaped or was able to get out, and this is what he's looking for, this camp. So he doesn't want to leave, and it really doesn't matter whether he wants to leave or not because it happened. 30 seconds. Whatever's going on that Scott wanted to see, he's going to see because Coulter and him are kind of in the thick of it. So what did Russell take? Is Russell taking some kind of evidence so it can be looked at, you know, in another laboratory? In that case, I mean, the government's going to come up with it, right? I feel like, you know, the way the media is, you know, something's going to change that narrative. So Russell obviously has had interaction with the government. He's worked for government agencies. So he obviously knows more about the subject than Coulter. But what did he take? You know what I mean? And where's Dr. Blair? Because I feel like that's a ruse too. I am a sucker for happy endings. I'm hoping Dr. Blair is still alive. She's a good person. She's just looking for answers. Confided in Scott in this chat. And now he's in danger. And now we don't know what happened to Dr. Blair. So I hope they just faked that police scanner announcement and they're detaining her. And they'll able to set her free. You know what I mean? I obviously don't want anybody to die over this. I just feel like she's a good person. And she was, seriously concerned for Scott, and she just didn't want to get roped into it because she didn't want to be in danger. But you could see she feared for her life. So I really hope they didn't kill her. But I guess only time will tell. I mean, we've got about, 10, 15 minutes left. So we will see. Hopefully we will see an active and live Dr. Blair discussing with Scott. That's what I'm hoping, in that happy ending. Obviously the daughter, but we'll see her dad. But I want, I want Dr. Blair to be okay too, because I don't feel like neither one of them did anything wrong. Scott and Dr. Blair were curious. They had information. They were just trying to decode it and kind of see what's going on. I don't think they did anything illegal. I just think this government agency, doesn't want anybody snooping around. And so they're going to take care of anybody who does. So we'll just have to see. I mean, I think we're going to find out some information here. If it is all a ruse or not, because the time went off. Let's hope Russell's covering his ears. Let's hope Russell is safe, because it sounds like that is deafening sound. And we'll see what happens. So, but kudos to Scott for not being abducted, and kudos for Scott for finding the camp all on his own. I gotta give him props. Good job, Scott. He did it all on his own. Russell and Coulter had Rennie and Bobby, and at least had people trying to help him. And I know Scott's been researching it, but I think that's awesome that he did so well that he actually did find this hidden place. And then found the campsite. Like I said, kudos. We'll just have to see, what happens next. Because Coulter just knocked the guy out. Coulter doesn't believe in killing people. So, he's going to come to here in a minute, and we'll see if he communicates or, locks down the camp and finds them. So we're just going to have to see what happens here. All right, just some more commercials. Should be getting back to it. CBS showing their previews. All right. Hopefully we'll be able to see what's going on. Very interesting. Okay. All right. NCIS shows tomorrow. All right, here we go. Well, previews for the NCIS shows. All right, let's see. Oh, now they're showing the Equalizer, which is on After Tracker. Queen Latifah. I don't watch the Equalizer, but I respect Queen Latifah. She's great. She's a great actress. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, the sound's gone. See? The guards, they're in here somewhere. They gotta get out of there. Come on. All right, so they're trying to get out. They're on the move. They're seeing them. Oh, they got a helicopter. Uh-oh, here comes the car. Uh-oh, who's that? What? Who's that? Oh, it's Rennie. I love Rennie. Oh, she's awesome. Oh. Mm. Didn't get to see what he wanted to see, but he got reunited with his daughter. That's good. Of course, Russell. Oh, please tell us about Dr. Blair before you end the show. Come on, tell us. Tell us she's okay. So she is dead. Probably. Dory's a good sister. She's got a box of their dad's stuff. But, so they did kill the doc. See, she was a good person. She didn't need to die. Seriously? Wow, making his brother walk. Ooh! I love Rennie. And then I knew she'd eventually have a date with Russell. So they killed her. They just said suicide. That's not suicide. I can't believe they killed the doc. I'm so disappointed in that. She's such a good person. She did nothing wrong. Oh, so that was a great show. I'm gonna go ahead and see what the next or what the preview is for the next episode. But yeah, it was a great show. Definitely a lot to talk about. Let's see what the preview is for the next episode here. Okay, let's see. Okay. A preview about another CBS show. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay. Missing baseball pitcher. Okay. All right. So, okay, so that was a great episode. I hope you enjoyed watching with me. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Stay with me and we can just talk about the episode and see what we liked. All right, well, I will talk to you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, we can get into our next video. We'll be just reviewing the show.